Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Thursday, July 25th, 2024. I'm Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the executive minister. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ plus community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is the justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ plus community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you. This is live, and then we are available on demand. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform and social media.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we're here to tell you that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Viral tweet misrepresents 2015 story about world's first lesbian bishop's inclusive proposal. A tweet featuring a newspaper screenshot about the world's first lesbian bishop recently went viral. However, the article is dated October 2015. One Trump-supporting account shared this tweet that reads, and I am quoting, "World's first lesbian bishop calls for church to remove crosses, to install Muslim prayer space," unquote. Since then, it has garnered over 2 million views. The story refers to Eva Brunne, the Bishop of Stockholm from 2009 to 2019, who suggested converting the Seamen's Church in Stockholm Harbour to accommodate sailors of all beliefs, including marking the direction of Mecca for Muslim visitors. This was during a time when thousands of refugees were arriving in Europe following the Syrian Civil War. The suggestion was politely rejected by the church's head, Kicki Wetterberg. However, 9 years after the incident, the unwarranted inflammatory wording of the post has sparked a significant backlash from people who mistakenly believe the story is recent and carry hostility toward both Muslims and lesbians. Hatred surely makes you blind, and here is the proof. The Church of Sweden is known for its LGBTQ plus inclusivity, and Eva Brunne is still serving as a senior bishop there. We believe that the inclusive practices of the Church of Sweden should be celebrated. Such openness and acceptance are crucial in creating a welcoming environment for all. You know, I don't think it matters when the story came out. It should have been a positive story all along that there was a church that actually embraced some of the teachings that they received from their spiritual learning. To go after, and it's always going after fringe groups, minority groups. It's always saying that those who are different from us don't deserve the same love and protection that the rest of us. She saw a need in her church to make room for the refugees who were there, who needed a place to safely worship. And to go after it 9 years later, they probably, if they had noticed it 9 years ago, they would have gone after it then. But for me, what the bishop did was positive, and more religious leaders, more secular leaders, more people in general need to follow her lead rather than to be afraid of the difference that we have, each of us. That's all I got for that one.
You know, interreligious sharing is not uncommon. And I've known lots of places that maybe it's a Christian church that owns the building, but a Jewish congregation also rents space or time from it. And so it's not uncommon to cover the cross with some sort of fabric while also having the, what's it called?
Tabernacle.
The tabernacle. Now, of course, in the Catholic Church, tabernacle holds the chalice, but no, the big tabernacle for the Torah. And so it'll all be there, but the Christian symbols will be covered. Jewish symbols are not anti-Christian, and they share 2/3 of a Bible. And so it's not uncommon. Or for the visiting group, to have a side chapel or the basement or whatever, so they can make it their own with their symbols or whatever. It's just not uncommon to be accommodating to people I'm the people, churches that have started in Unitarian Universalist spaces, Jewish spaces, interfaith chapels like at funeral homes, and they just bring the stuff that's for them into these sort of open spaces that don't have a lot of icons or whatever. They bring in their stuff and they take it out at the end of their service. That sort of negotiation is really not problematic. In fact, it's the way friends and neighbors do. We've got space for you. We want you to be able to worship in your way. Now, our way is different, so there's going to be some symbols around, but there's usually not that much trouble working around it. And so that she accommodated Muslim worshipers. They don't want to see a cross. It has no meaning to them other than being in opposition to that cross is what was on all the big banners as the Inquisition happened, or as the Crusaders rode in. And so it can be antagonistic. It's otherwise not meaningful to them. And so if she put some crosses away, I bet they went right back up when they were done, when the prayer services were done, or they took crosses away in one room, but not all over the big church. Our church doesn't have any permanent iconography anywhere. In the hall, in the narthex and the columbarium, there are places that have like big, beautiful paintings. But in the worship space, there are abstract windows that you can see a lot of Christian stuff in, or you can see a lot of angles and colors, because that's how they were designed. We have a cross that we bring in on Sunday mornings, and the minute the Sunday says, it goes right back out. We have and we don't share space with anybody else, but we do share our room as a performing arts center. Also, we have funerals for any and everybody. We'll have interfaith services at special occasions, and we even have different kinds of Christians who come here, and so not everyone enjoys or appreciates the same thing, even within the vast differences in Christianity. So if you need a piece of furniture, if you need a special decoration to validate your faith, you're probably not really part of the solution. I remember Cecil Williams, he's departed United Methodist minister. He had Glide Memorial Church in San Francisco, well known for social justice and reaching out to the poor and the hungry and the unhoused and whatnot. And he did a series one time where he deconstructed the cross. I mean, physically, literally. Oh. Like he would take off a chunk every week and talk about it. And by the end, there was no cross, and he never put it back up. And the whole point of it was, when people said, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And the whole point was, when you're living it, you don't have to show it. Like if you are standing in solidarity with the crucified, the tormented, the marginalized, the unjustly accused, you don't have to have a symbol of it. Your existence is the symbol of it. And so I love that. It's so much easier to worship the pretty shiny thing, but that's known also as a golden calf. When that becomes the thing that's most important, rather than a reminder to do some stuff, then it's in your way. And so she meant to accommodate the Muslims, but she was actually doing Christians a favor by taking away a stumbling block, an idol in their own faith.
Travel can make you appreciate a lot of things. I remember the first international airport I was in, where I ran across it was the Interfaith Chapel in an airport. And I thought, well, how wonderful is that airports can be that accommodated for all the people who travel through them, and you see all kinds of people who are praying in them or just being in them. Hospital chapels are another one, unless you're a denomination hospital, but certainly hospital chapels are another one. So my take on this story was, the person who reposted this did not post it for anything good.
Right.
It is a reminder that before commenting or posting, you should always check two things: the date and make sure it's a fact. Because this clearly for me was a distraction post, and if it's gotten over 2 million views, it did what they were hoping it would do, is to store some animosity between vulnerable groups to begin with, and nothing good is going to come of that post, because how old is it? And look at what is still happening in the world today. It's like we're just trying to drum up anything we can to distract us from what needs to be our focus and our talking points about bringing people together to do the work that needs to be done. I have always been an advocate of interfaith and interreligious work. So let's do the work without having to be dismantling about it and undermining anyone for the work that they have done. And this was in her context.
Yeah.
This was in her context at a very difficult time in history.
Responding to people in need.
Responding to people's need. And so for this person to raise this issue in an antagonistic manner was not about honoring anything that she had done, but clearly trying to point out, see, Muslims, gays, everybody else.
All those people that we need to be mean to,
they're
getting together and helping each other.
The other. So just get over yourself.
And these are refugees. I mean, they were looking to survive. They probably weren't so excited about a diet of fish and learning to speak Swedish. That was probably never on their bucket list. But not having bombs rained down on them was pretty high priority probably. And so, yeah, they're running for their lives. And here comes somebody with a pointy hat and these Christian symbols that should mean good guys, welcome. And so, yeah, she was representing Jesus, and they were looking for safety. And they come together. That's. I would like to see more of that, and certainly less criticism of it.
Yeah.
And maybe the story that he should have posted about was a certain plane that left Texas, that landed in Florida, that ended up in New England, carrying people who were trying to find a place. Now, I think this was last year.
Yeah.
Here in America. Well, that was the story that he should have been posting about, the ills of that, and how that did not serve people well in the end.
Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until the next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.